Welcome back to Practice Underwater. I have with me here today a very, very special guest. She is Ashley Hoves, not Joves. It's Hovis, and so her and I, if you remember, we had her on the show, and she's the only guest that's ever been on Practice Underwater without being anonymous. And so we had her on the show, and at the very end of the episode, we talked about, man, we really enjoyed recording together. Like let's do a podcast together. We should do a podcast together. And right after I got off that episode, I called Richard and I said, Richard, like, let us do a show. And so we called the show Sidecar, and then we called the show Life in General, and then we settled on the name Dental Friends with Benefits. And so now we have the show that has like something like 12 or 13 episodes out. We have a ton of reviews on iTunes, more than it's like almost like 10% of the people that listened leave a review on iTunes.
Wow.
And it's been incredible. It's this really cool show where we get really authentic and vulnerable. We cuss a lot. Every single time we record, we drink. And so Ashley and I record that show every Sunday night. And today is Monday. And so we were going to record for that show, but it's more practice underwater like content. I go through her whole practice in this episode, and she's in a lot of associate stuff. And so I felt it was more fitting for this feed than it was for that one. If you haven't had a chance to check out Dental Friends with Benefits, I highly recommend it. It's the most positive feedback I've ever gotten from anything. It's a totally different side of me that you guys have never heard before. And anyway, it's a lot of fun. So you'll get some of that in this episode. It's a little more goofy than a typical Practice Underwater. But it definitely is a great episode, great content. And, so Ashley, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, it's just been so awesome getting to know George on a lighter note. So I will say George lets his hair down on the other podcast.
You got to stop with that analogy. You've said that like 5 times now. You're like, just let our hair down. I'm like, Ashley, this is not like a unisex analogy here. Like that is that
Well,
only applies to you.
Would you rather have me talk about?
No, I would not like you talking about that actually.
Okay,
Why is it either let my hair down or that? Like,
well,
we got to keep this clean feed.
We got to keep this feed clean. It clean, squeaky clean. And if you want to understand the reference, then you have to check out the other podcast. But I also, besides all of our awesome conversations every week, underneath it all, I'm still a practice owner, and you guys know my office, Smile & Co. So it's really nice to do a deep dive into the analytics, and that is what we do in this episode. So enjoy.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, before you hop into the episode, at first we started recording this and we sort of decide like at the first 10 minutes that this is going to be on Practice Underwater. So initially we started as if it's Dental Friends with Benefits, and then we sort of pivot throughout the episode. So enjoy, very raw, organic, very much like our other show, but more about her practice than our typical episodes. All right, enjoy. Hold on, we should start on the cheers.
Oh, okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Are you going to give a toast?
You're so much better at toast than me.
Have we done enough toasts to really know the difference of who's better or not? Okay, I'll make a toast.
Okay.
I was thinking about it yesterday. I was on a walk, and today is a surprise recording because it's Monday. Mm-hmm. But yesterday we recorded, and I was on a walk, and I was thinking about how much I enjoy the show. And it's something I never saw myself doing. Like Richard always makes fun of me because I hate podcasts. And I record more than he does, and I love podcasting. I just don't enjoy listening as much as I enjoy. And I think when I started, I really disliked them. I think now I listen to them more. But this has probably been the show I've had the most fun doing of any. And so I'll toast to having a good time, and people have really been enjoying it. And so I think it's been really cool all around. So I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
So hopefully like the sound of me gulping on camera or on mic is not like super abrasive on people listening. But anyway, let's pull up your practice. So now I think this is a better time. You're catching me. This is like a typical time where I am, doing these types of calls. So let's kind of start from the beginning as if we didn't have that talk on our podcast yesterday.
Okay.
So?
Oh. I thought You were gonna start.
No,
Oh,
you got to tell me like what's going on. What's in
oh,
your
okay,
practice?
okay.
What are we doing?
Worst guest ever. Jeez, I'm like, oh, well, okay. So I am at the point where I want to bring on another associate,
Okay.
and I currently have one associate. I have an associate who is there one day a week, and I was telling George last night that I've been interviewing for the past 3 weeks to hire another associate just because I really don't want to work anymore. Like, I mean, today's Monday, and George, it was amazing. I didn't pick up a handpiece today, and I was so happy. Like, my neck feels good. I don't have a headache. I actually went and I got work done in my office, and I paid bills, and I read emails, and then I had new patient exams, and that was it. That was my day. It was freaking amazing.
Okay. Let's look at your PBN.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, you guys had a solid day. That
Did
wasn't like
we?
a yeah. That wasn't a horrible day. Um, let's see. Okay. Let's see who did what today. Oh, your hygiene department just. Oh, for some reason, your practice by numbers has your associate as a hygienist. So I need to change that for you. But yeah, your associate killed it today. Nice. You
What
guys had a good day.
what was the number?
Well, I mean, do you want me to share that? Because this is going. I think this is going to be practice underwater. So, probably going to practice underwater, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's fill in our audience. If you're listening to Practice Underwater and you're wondering what we're doing, Ashley and I have the show called Dental Friends with Benefits, and we do that together, and it's fun, and we have a lot of fun recording. And normally we cuss a lot, and we do drink on every episode. So this will sort of be like a sample of Dental Friends with Benefits that's more in line with Practice Underwater content. So this will kind of air and be more like that. But we will talk. So Ashley is not anonymous. So she is the one guest on Practice Underwater that's never been anonymous, because I've told her the whole time that there's no way she can stay anonymous. Like, everyone's going to figure out who she is. So rather than try, we just acknowledge the fact that she is anonymous. So Ashley, all that being said, do I say how much your associate produced today?
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, 5K.
Okay.
Your office did $7,900.
Wait, is that with adjustments?
Oh, I forgot about your adjustments.
Those adjustments.
Oh, no, you can't cuss on this show.
Oh no, but this is the crossover show.
No, you can't. We have to bleep that out now. You control it.
I'm fired from this
Control
show.
it.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
John, edit that out.
Yeah, John. Now you know John.
Thanks, John.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
for editing me out.
Oh gosh. You know John. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, so I forgot that your adjustments are about half, right?
Oh, is it that much? Yeah, it's about that much, huh? So that was 5. Are you sure that was 5 without adjustments?
No, that was with adjustments. That was no, without. Sorry.
Oh.
So it was 5,100 without the adjustment. So your production for the day is always, I forgot that it's always why don't you have your fees inputted?
Judy, why don't we have our fees input? I feel like we did. No? Don't we? It shows.
No.
No.
Your insurance analysis on Practice by Numbers, when I go to that tab where I can see, what is your UCR fee and what is your regular fee.
Yeah.
Your gross production is your UCR fees. And your adjusted percentage. So you're about 57% of that. So of that 8K that you did today, or 7,900, let me figure out quickly what that is. 4,500 is what you realistically did.
Okay. Bummer. I thought that was 5 with adjustments already.
No, so your associate did about 2.5, something like that. Let me see. Yeah, she did 2.9, so $2,900.
Okay.
Did it feel like she was slammed today?
She was not slammed. She had she basically worked out of one column today, so it wasn't like
That was a
crazy.
good day then. $2,900,
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
So you love today.
I love today.
So you're coming to me and you're saying, George, we talked about this last night on our show, Dental Friends with Benefits, and you said, I want 7 to 12. Or what'd you say, 7 to 12? Is that what you said?
My work day, I want to work
Tuesday, Thursdays,
Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to noon. That's it.
7 to noon.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your office hours right now are Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you have 7 ops?
6.
I thought you have 7.
I know you say that every time. I have 6.
So it's not like 7 plumbed, 6 equipped. It's like you just straight
Oh
have
yeah,
7.
yeah. No, I have 7 plumbed, 6
Yeah.
equipped.
So you have 7 ops.
But I only have 6 in use.
Yeah, I don't care, but I mean, we can add a use.
Okay. Okay.
What, we're like 30 grand away from having 7 ops. I mean, for me,
Okay.
we have 7 ops.
Okay.
If I tell you I want the 7 op equipped, it gets equipped. That's the way this works.
I love it. I love it.
No, we have 7.
Okay, we have 7.
Okay. I never want to hear 6 again. We have 7.
Going on my Instagram story.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Okay. No, I'm just taking a photo so you can keep
Okay.
snap.
So we have 7 ops. And then, wait, why don't I just Google your hours?
Oh, because the hours are incorrect.
Why?
Oh, because we're not good at like updating.
Okay, Mrs. Marketing. I'm gonna have incorrect hours on my thing. Okay, anyway, so so far our experience of you has been very unimpressive in the marketing and branding department, Ashley. So far, come on. This is like you're known for this stuff.
Yeah.
I bet your update are your hours on Facebook correct?
Probably not. No.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I was trying to pitch you a softball. Facebook's your thing. Okay. So what are your hours?
Monday 7 to 6.
Okay. Tuesday
7 to 5. No, well, hygiene goes until 6.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, Wednesday
7 to 6.
I love this. Thursday
7 to 6.
I love this. All right, Friday
7 to 3.
no lunch.
Oh no, we take lunches. Should we not take lunches? Because I mean, my scrubs could fit a little better if I just stopped eating.
No, I'm talking about Friday 7 to 3 with lunch or no lunch.
Yeah, there's a lunch.
I'm confused. Do we take a lunch on Friday or not?
We always take a lunch. We take a lunch.
So you work from 7 to 12. You take a lunch from 12 to 1, and then you see patients from 1 to 3.
Well, yes. Can you
Okay.
in California? Can you have them sign a waiver that says they don't eat? If
Sign a waiver saying I don't eat. I'm a human that does not eat. Let me sign that waiver real quick.
But really, is there a waiver that you can sign? Because otherwise, I would totally have them sign that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get carried away here. All I'm saying is that I'm looking at 7 to 3, and I mean, in my practice, we do 7 to 2 with no lunch on Friday.
Okay.
Because staff would prefer, in my experience, they prefer getting out an hour early and they just work a couple hours. Some people cannot stand the thought of not eating lunch at noon. So maybe it might not work for you. But I mean, it's just hard to schedule. How do you schedule 2 hours efficiently on the doctor side? Like, you can't.
Oh, well, I don't necessarily take a lunch. I'll have my assistant. Oh, is that what you're saying? That's what you're asking me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a lunch and sometimes I don't. It just depends what the day looks like and where they can squeeze in a little break. But
So
I
you
told
don't
them
block out an hour of your schedule.
no.
Wait,
No, I think they don't.
are you not there? Or like, why do you not know this?
I mean,
You're acting like this is the job that you've like worked at for like 3 days and you just have no clue how it runs.
You know why? Okay, I'll tell you why, George. I'll tell you why. Because we have a schedule, but as you know, I am the world's slowest dentist. So even when they block me a lunch,
Well,
I
how
don't
often do
necessarily.
they block you a lunch? I love how you always talk like your staff is like the boss here. Like they block me a lunch.
They
They
do.
put patients on my
They're the
schedule. It's like
boss. I just work there.
okay,
No, I think for the most part, I get blocked out of lunch.
and you just work through it because you're slow.
And I just work through it because I'm slow. I keep talking. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. I keep
Okay,
talking.
all right. So anyway, so okay, we'll just move on from that conversation.
Okay.
And so then, how many hygienists do you have right now?
I have three.
Okay, so Monday, how many hygienists are there?
Um, two.
Okay, Tuesday, how many hygienists are there?
Tuesday, we have three.
Okay, do they all work the whole day, 7 to 6?
I have one doing 7 to 4, one 8 to 5, and then the other one 9 to 6.
Okay, is that every day? Every day that
Um,
like or like the Monday, the 7 to 6, is it one 7 to 4, the other's 9 to 6, or how does that like what is the I need the breakdowns here
7 to 4 and 8 to 5
on Monday?
on Monday. I
Okay.
don't have
And
a
then
third hygienist on Monday.
okay, so Tuesday you have 7 to 4, 8 to 5, and 9 to 6.
Yes.
Okay, Wednesday, what's your hygiene situation look like?
Wednesday, it is 7 to 4, and then 9 to 6.
Okay, Thursday.
7 to 4, 8 to 5, 9 to 6.
Okay, Friday.
I only have one, and that's 7 to 3.
Okay. So you want to so the reason I'm asking you these annoying questions is because so she works 7 to 3. Does she take a lunch? The hygienist?
She does.
Okay. And so you are wanting to add an associate.
Hmm.
Full you want to add so tell me what you want.
I want to add somebody basically Tuesday through Friday.
Okay. And did you talk to your current associate today about picking up more time and hours and all that stuff? Did that come up today?
I did. I
And
did.
how did that
And
conversation go?
so I basically said, um, we ideally would want you to be here more full time. And if you told me that you wanted to jump ship and leave your other office, then I would cancel all of our candidates. And ideally, we want to grow you into the practice. And she said that that she's been thinking a lot about it because I talk to her about this almost every other week, and she said that she is meeting with the other owner dentist this week to basically talk about the future of her in the practice. And yeah, so I told her that ideally we were going to announce to the person because I have somebody in mind that I wanted to bring on board.
Hmm.
We were supposed to let this person know this week because it's been 3 weeks and we wanted to let the candidates move on. And then George last night, while we recorded the other podcast, said, I don't really know if I want you hiring another associate. Like, I'd rather have you focus on the one on Monday, which I totally agree. She's a great culture fit. She's an awesome clinician. And so I told her that I am going to hold off for at least another week until she meets with this owner dentist and then go from there.
Okay. So either way, are we looking at a situation of it's so like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you only want one associate there any given day?
Yes, but
Okay.
Judy said, so this associate that I was thinking of adding on, she's actually a part-time clinical instructor at the dental school, and she so her Thursdays are there at the school. And I asked her, well, like, is
So
that like a
part-time
long
is Thursday only?
or part-time would be
Like,
Oh
how
yes,
often is she
yes.
at the dental school?
She's
Thursday.
only there Thursdays.
Okay.
And then so I would be only able to offer her 3 days if she wanted to come on board. And then Judy was saying like, well, is that okay with her? And I said, well, I don't know where else to put her, and she already has an obligation on Thursday, and I don't want to open up Saturdays. So Judy thinks that having two associates on Monday would we have enough patient flow that we could support two docs.
Okay. So I always look at it from a hygiene perspective. So I look at Monday as a day that you have two hygienists. So if I'm ever going to have two dentists in a practice, I want it on either Tuesday or Thursday when you have three hygienists.
Okay.
And I'm looking at Friday and I'm wondering why you only have one hygienist there.
Because my other two hygienists do not want to work Fridays. And then I just haven't even thought about bringing another hygienist in because I've been on a freaking roll with hiring so many people.
Okay. Who have you hired?
I've hired another EF2 and another RDA.
Okay. So you have how many assistants do you have in your practice? Let's go through your whole staff.
Okay, I have
Do you have we already talked about three hygienists you have.
I have three hygienists. I have one, oh sorry, I have two EF2s now. I have
Okay.
two RDAs and one DA.
Okay. And front office?
Front office, I have one full-time front office, one part-time front office, and then I have Judy, the office manager, my office manager.
Okay. And okay, let's go through for everyone who's not California dentists. An EF2 is a very I know this. I'm an Arizona dentist, but I'm a big fan of expanded function dental assistants. So an EF2 is a classification of an expanded function dental assistant that's only available in California, from my understanding, and they are able to cement crowns, place fillings, and do simple hygiene exams. So,
Oh, they can't do hygiene exams.
really,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read that they can
Hmm.
simple ones, like when the patient has nothing going on.
Oh, I've never heard that ever.
Anyway, okay, well, they can cement crowns and place composites.
Yes.
So do you fully utilize those functions?
Oh, yeah.
So like your two EF2s, how do you schedule them?
Well, one of my EF2s I just hired a week ago, and the
Okay.
other one has been out on disability. So that's why I hired a second EF2. So tomorrow will actually be the first day where I have two EF2s. So we're still very much training and figuring out scheduling wise what the most efficient schedule looks like. But typically, I will have I've only had one EF2, and I will do all of my preps with one chairside assistant. I have my other RDA. She's basically my clinical lead. So she runs the
So we need to
schedule.
RDA is a dental assistant, right? A registered dental assistant.
Yes.
And then a DA is what is the difference between a DA and an RDA?
So a license and some more schooling, a
Okay.
test. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a lead dental assistant who will go around with you and do your preps and all that stuff.
So that's actually my dental assistant. My lead RDA is the one who runs the schedule, does supplies.
Got it.
Yeah, all the behind the scenes stuff.
And then what is the other RDA? I mean, I think everybody listening right now is wondering there's one dentist and five assistants. Um, and so we're wondering how that's happening.
Well, so I hired my assistants in preparation for bringing on another doctor.
Okay. Do all your assistants work 5 days?
No, they work 4 alternative work weekdays. So 4 10s.
Okay. So who works Friday?
Friday is the newer people. Well, actually, no. I have one EF2 on a Friday,
Okay.
and then I have one RDA,
Okay.
and then Colin, my lead assistant, will catch up with all the back office stuff.
But your lead assistant's a male?
No, she's actually a female
Oh, her
named
name is
Colin.
Colin. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I was hoping that it would be a male. I don't know
I
why I think
have
that's cool.
zero testosterone in my office.
All right. Um, okay.
Okay.
So how many columns do you run on your schedule?
3.
Okay. And you run behind.
Um, a little bit.
What does your schedule look like? Is it 3 columns just booked solid with patients? Like there's no staggering being done?
I will start one column, and I told my team that I want to do all, like, I only do production from 7 to 1. Like, we don't schedule any more preps after 1. And then they'll put the high production procedures on the first column. So everything has to be anchored with like crown preps. So they'll put like a 7 a.m. crown prep in column 1. And
Okay.
then I anesthetize prep. And then so starting at 8 o'clock, now in column 2, and then they can put fills. And then so my EF2 will go into column 1, and then I'll take my DA, and then we'll go into column 2. And then column 3s are like limiteds, like Invisalign checks.
Okay. Um, Limited Invisalign check into column 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And crown seats, where do they go?
They'll be sprinkled in and around column 2 or 3, depending on what the day looks like. So we don't have a set like block schedule, and I
I was
think
going to
that
say, this doesn't sound like the best scheduling
no,
system I've ever heard of.
no, it's actually pretty chaotic, and a lot of the times we are getting very frustrated in the back because all of a sudden I have, you know, I'm still in the middle of a crown prep, and then I have a new patient who I really want to devote extra time to, and then I have like these hygiene checks. So we don't know. I keep saying like, okay, well, you need to figure out the doctor assistant time and where to put me, because I can't be in 2 places at once or 3 places at once. But we still don't have the best system down.
So your associate today practiced out of 1 column, right?
Basically, yes.
What do you mean basically?
So all of the preps. So she had preps in 1 column, and then on the side column there were like 2 limited exams and 2 new patient exams, which they actually ran behind on. So I did the new patient exams.
Okay, you guys don't bring new patients in through hygiene?
So new patients are, we're still trying to figure out the best way to bring in new patients. So I don't like the idea of one, like how much we pay a hygienist. And I know you're gonna yell at me for this, but just the thought of blocking 2 hours directly in hygiene.
Why 2 hours?
Well, because that's how long we take, George. We do
Wait, what
like
about like how long for a recare exam? A recare appointment?
1 hour.
Okay. And so a new patient is twice as much work?
Yeah. We take
Why?
records. We take a lot of records. I do an iTero scan. We take a ton of photos.
Do
It's
you
very
iTero scan
comprehensive.
every new patient?
Yes. That is
Good
the
for you.
goal.
Yes.
Yes.
That's an
Yes.
amazing practice. Yeah, I'm getting turned on to the iTero. I have one.
Well, I'm
Um,
glad that I turned you on.
you didn't. Someone else did. And if you're listening, thank you. So no, but so okay, I think there's an efficient way to do this.
Okay.
So let's think about you need to build that 7th op.
But that's my PPE room.
You need a new PPE room.
I know.
Okay, because here's why. You
Okay.
have 5 assistants.
I know that's a ton of assistance.
That is insane. Like what?
So,
Why is one dentist who is slow have 5 assistants? Like
because I'm slow. So they like, okay, so here's my thing, right? Okay, so I
you have
have
3 columns and I'm not like, I'm not following.
I was preparing for growth, George.
I
Like
know,
my
I know, and I'm
goal.
giving you a hard time, but so here's what I'm trying to say: we need to build. So I think the future for your practice is two dentists. You guys take forever. Everything about your practice takes forever. I mean, like a new patient exam takes
Yeah,
forever.
forever.
You guys have the like most high maintenance patients. I mean, it's just everything take like for me. I literally was on the phone and I was talking to our intern Clay today. I was working so today's a Monday. Normally I don't work Mondays. I have to cover for my associate this whole week, and so I was at the practice and I was on the phone and had a new patient exam. I put him on hold. I went, did the new patient exam. I came back and I hit unhold,
Shut
and our
up.
our total phone call time from time before talking about the new before we were chatting for a while, and then my hygienist came in and said she needed an exam for a new patient till after was 6 minutes. So
What the heck?
so I don't know how long, maybe 3-4 minutes. Like it doesn't take forever. But your practice, it does. And that's, you guys do it well. So I don't want to take that away from you. But I think you need to reorganize the schedule a little bit. Because if I'm looking at this, okay, two dentists, each working out of two rooms only, checking for three hygienists every day, that can support the five assistants that you have. But I think less than that, like you're not really, and the reason I'm going off of the assistants is because you have the patient flow to support that amount of dentistry. I mean, you really do. I mean, you diagnose so much,
I diagnose so much.
so much, and you know, my guess is that your hygienists, do they tee up a lot of that diagnosis for you?
Two of them do.
Okay. So the challenge for you is going to be getting associates in there and then maintaining that level of diagnosis.
Hmm.
I think you can, especially with the iTero helps because you like, it just what everything, and then that's where your job changes to mentoring your associates to diagnose like you do and to talk to patients like you do.
Right.
It's not for you to go in and do it yourself.
Yeah.
But I think there's an efficient setup where you guys create a scheduling system where every dentist has an EF2,
Yes.
every dentist has one assistant, and then
Yes.
your lead assistant plays center field. She
Right.
is not committed to either column,
Right.
and then she just sort of bounces back and forth. She directs traffic
Yes.
and she pitches in when needed.
So
So that's
that's
a
the
setup.
goal. Yes.
Yes.
So that is why
So
I have hired so many people. But I had so if we are taking 4 rooms and then I have so that's what you're saying. I need to build up the seventh up.
because you have 7 ops,
I
you
have
don't
seven.
have 6.
I have 7
You
ups.
have 7 ops.
Do
You're
you know
just
how long
wasting
it
one.
took me to get that freaking PPE room? Like,
What is a PPE room?
I mean, it's just a place that we can like to dress.
A place that
we
we can what?
we can like hang our gowns. I have all of the clean linens and like all of our face shields are neatly stacked and I have all of our N95s. Like it's just so cute.
I literally couldn't care less about how cute the room is. It's got to go. Um,
Okay, fine. So there goes. Okay, but we also have. So here's my dilemma. We have a parking issue. Like I only have 6 parking spots for my entire building, and that is another reason why I have not pulled the trigger on outfitting that last op because I've known for a while that we've already outgrown our space and I freaking I'm building an outside a storage unit so that I can house a washer and dryer and like excess supplies back there.
whoa, 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 whoa! We got to go back to the parking.
Yeah, no, the parking's awful.
Wait, wait, wait! You have like, I counted here, 2, 5, 8, 11 employees
Yeah.
and you 12
Yeah.
with
No,
6
I
parking
actually have
spots.
like 14 employees. Yeah, so they are parking um parking in the back of my office, which is not exactly kosher. And
Let me
then
look at. I got to see a satellite view of this thing. I'm not. I'm looking up your office right now on the internet. Um, oh my gosh, you have no parking.
I have zero parking. It's so bad. But you know
Wait,
what?
how did this not come up in the build and design? Like, I'm in the process right now of doing this whole thing, and I mean, parking has been like a big thing. I mean, how has this not been a problem yet?
So
Oh, I see. They're parking behind the building.
Oh, can you see like a live? Is it a live view of my office? No.
Yeah, Google gives me a live feed of what's going on with your practice at all times. There's this guy. He's walking right across the practice right now. Oh, he's breaking into your place. Um,
Um,
no, I don't. This is a street view from April of 2019. But it's funny. There are of the 4 cars in there, 2 of them are Priuses on the street view. That's so California. But anyway, so your entire team is parking behind the office.
and and they're parking in like beyond a little field where
I
there's
see
like a
that. Yeah.
residential, and then they're also taking up 3 spots of our neighbors parking because
Ah,
one of our neighbors is amazing, and he's like, yeah, you I can let you borrow 3. But that is how, and we do like street parking for some of them.
oh,
So
wow.
parking is awful.
Wait. So what do your patients do? There's only 6 spots. So, I mean, you have 6 ops. So there might be moments when you have maybe 10 patients there, 6 in the back, 4 in the waiting room. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, it's an issue,
Wait,
and
but what's happening?
we have some street parking, but sometimes they'll call and they'll say, "Hey, I can't find parking." Like, I know, it's awful.
Um, oh my gosh. What's this field behind your practice?
It is zoned for a an apartment building, but then COVID happened, so everything's on hold.
Okay. Um, oh my gosh. You have a bigger problem than I expected.
Hmm.
Um, okay, because even if we have your practice, like right now, you guys are scheduling inefficiently.
Right.
Once we start using more efficient scheduling techniques, the parking problem gets,
Worse.
yeah,
Yeah.
even before we outfit the op.
Right.
I mean, the ratio is 3 to 1. You need to be able to have 3 parking spaces for every op. And you're seeing why, because you're using like, oh my gosh. Um, okay. Oh my gosh. How did this not come up in like zoning and permitting and they have like the strict rules on like not letting people have this problem?
Yeah. So I wasn't supposed to build a backyard. Well, yeah, I mean, we're still parking back there, so I guess that didn't really become an issue. And when I bought the building, George, the building next to me was vacant, and there was no division of the parking. Like, it was like one big parking lot. So I thought, oh yeah, like it's communal parking. But then the guy who bought it is a total douche. Can I say that? He's like,
I think douche is okay. Yeah.
he's a total douche. And he came into our office multiple times threatening to tow our patients. And this was before he even had a permit to break ground on his unit. Like, they were completely empty.
So it's the real estate guy on your left that you like. It's the guy that recently built this building on your right
Yes,
next to the corner of the street that you don't like.
right.
Okay. Yeah, Ashley, that shoots everything in its tracks. Um,
Mm,
right? I mean,
yeah,
hmm.
it's a pretty crappy situation.
Okay. So let's pivot then.
Okay.
We can't have two doctors in this practice seeing 4 columns of patients with 3 hygienists at once.
Mm-hmm.
So your practice is one dentist at a time
Mm.
with 2 to 3 hygienists, right? And the reason is because that is about the number of patients that your parking lot can support. So once we add a second dentist with 2 columns, that's potentially 3 or 4 more parking spaces that we need that we don't have at most. So, okay. So let's reset. Can your associate check for 3 hygienists?
Well, currently there's only 2 on Mondays.
How does she do with those?
Well, I think she does okay. She does
Okay.
okay.
So you own your building, right?
I do.
Is there a church right next to you?
There is.
It's like the world's smallest church. Looks like a hut on the
Mm-hmm.
satellite view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm okay, so you just built this thing. You obviously don't want to move, right?
I mean, I'm not I love my building, and what my vision was I know that I need a bigger space.
Okay.
So I would have a second location that's theoretically close by, and then this flagship office could be like my smile boutique, and I would only see like a handful of patients, and we would do, because it's really cute inside, and like we don't need a lot of volume.
Yeah, I think your model is to start. Wow, every time I've talked to you, we've gone the way of adding providers, adding people, doing this whole thing. Um, but you don't have like you have the operatory space, but you don't have the parking. Like,
No.
and it's funny if you're listening to this and you're wondering like, why is he making such a big deal out of parking? Um, it's real estate and dentistry is one of those things that I've come to learn is such a big deal,
Yeah.
and the parking is like a really big problem in offices a lot of the times. And so, um, okay, so I think we have to pivot. To be honest, I think we have to pivot to a less patient flow, higher revenue model where you're not working, which is different than I expected. We were talking about the way that I typically do this, where you take insurance, you take a lot of patients, and you work associates through volume. Your model is going to be a little bit different.
So drop some insurances.
So the first step is to build the ideal schedule the way it is, the way you want it to be, and then from there you grow towards and then once you're busy and like really full that way, then yeah, you have to start cutting insurance.
So if my ideal schedule is taking like 2 hours just for me to take a full set of like a full photography series on every new patient,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not exactly like the numbers are not going to support that, but still keep doing it because that's
Yeah.
where I want
So
to go.
right now you're building the practice in a way that has the proper patient flow, the proper protocols, the proper procedures, the proper number of staff, the proper associate, everything. And then as you get busy and that's settled in, then you start raising fees and cutting insurance to make it more profitable over time. That's the model here.
So I think I need your help in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I I think you need to. So you have a problem with Tuesday, Thursday. So here's right. Let's just project out what an associate could look like in your practice. Right. You said you want to work Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 12. Do you
Yes.
want to be there at all at any other time, or is that just like I'm only there 7 to 12? The rest of the time I'm at home with kids, checked out, shopping.
No, I plan on still being in the office 5 days a week, just not seeing patients.
Okay.
at least for the first year.
Okay, let's not say that. Okay.
Okay.
Let's build it so that you're in the office the whole day, Tuesday, Thursday,
Okay.
but only for half the day are you seeing patients. And
Okay.
then we'll call Monday, Wednesday, Friday options. So you
Okay.
have the option to go to the office and you have the option not to.
Okay.
So this actually is favorable for that, because you really want you have 3 hygienists on those days, Tuesday, Thursday, and so
Oh,
you
so
go ahead.
let me interrupt you, George, because so Judy and I we've been talking about how this like parking situation is such a big deal. So she like it was her
How many
idea.
times have we talked? Like
Um,
40, and you've never once brought up the fact that you have 6 parking spaces in front of your
oh,
practice.
because you just don't talk to me about parking.
I mean, that's kind of noteworthy when you have, more operatories than parking
Yeah.
spaces. Like that feels
Yeah.
like something I'd bring up to somebody else. Like, hey, I have more rooms in my office to see patients than I have parking spots for those patients. Like,
Well, it's like
it's not
cities,
even your
cities
staff hasn't
life,
even
right?
parked yet.
I know, it's really bad. So Judy said, like, what if we cut back one of my hygienists? So instead of her working 4 days, it would be 3 days. So then instead of her doing Tuesday through Friday, it would be Wednesday through Friday. So then only one day, which is Thursday, there would be 3 hygiene. But then we're losing out on hygiene patients. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I want to have 2 hygienists on Friday. That's the thing. I'm looking at your schedule. It's a sore spot to me right now
Right.
that we
Yeah.
only have 1 hygienist on Friday.
Yeah.
So could you potentially, your other 2 hygienists are Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
My guess is, and this isn't ask me how I know, you could probably flip one of them to a Tuesday through Friday and
Th-
then add,
I've already tried.
no, nothing.
They are so set not on Fridays because one is like super outdoorsy and they always travel and her husband is off on Fridays. So that's like a thing. And I mean, who am I to
Okay.
judge that?
Yeah. And the other one is to get a Friday, 1 day a week hygienist.
And then what do you think of just the see, I just want people to be like all bought in to the practice, and I find that having a person who's there only 1 day a week is never bought in. Like they
And
never.
your practice is different than mine. Like I can pull that off because we're just a regular office. Like you're like this unique place of Disneyland dentistry or whatever, and it's like, yeah, they need to have that like culture stuff, like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, but I'm looking at it. Okay, so what does this look like long term? It looks a lot like it does right now. I think you're one EF2 overstaffed,
Hmm. Okay.
right?
Yeah. Okay, but can I tell you, I have. Do you remember what I talked to you about the
Yes,
other
I
week?
remember. Yes.
And that is why it's. That's why I've needed to have the second EF2 for stability.
Short
Um,
term.
well, we don't know. So
Okay.
that's
But are you paying two EF2s?
oh yes, and I'm paying a lot. I'm in California. It's like ridiculous. Everything in California is ridiculous. Don't move to California. So,
Um, okay. So, okay. Let's take it one step at a time and let's not try to overdo this, okay?
okay.
The first thing is before we worry about your staff costs, right?
Yes.
Like you're in a bind. There's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
So before we worry about that, let's make sure we have a doctor that is
Okay.
not you
Okay.
every single day of the week.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
How many days a week does your current associate work somewhere else? Is she working there 4 days?
Yes, she's
So
there
she
for
works
it.
Monday through Friday.
Yes.
So do you not see how her working in your practice Monday through Friday is like your simplest, easiest, minimally viable solution to your problem?
Right. No, absolutely.
If I get another associate who can't work Thursday, which I definitely need, and now it's like, okay, so then the other associates Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's like, how does two associates make sense here when we can only have one doctor at a time?
Right. No, it doesn't.
So the girl that can't work Thursday automatically disqualified.
Okay.
Because then what? The other girl's going to work Monday, Thursday at your practice, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at the other office, and then this girl's going to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at your office. Um, like if you can't work Thursday, you can't work here because, like, I mean, we have to schedule.
Well, I was just going to work on Thursday then.
Yeah, but that's not what you want.
Hmm.
What you want is non-negotiable. You told me Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 12.
Right.
And I want to tell you one column.
Yeah.
You work Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 12.
One column.
One column. High production only.
Mm-hmm.
Then your associate also works one column that morning.
Mm-hmm.
High production only.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys share the EF2 column of crown seats.
Okay.
Or you just have the second column of crown seats only. Because right, if you're doing only high, you're pretty much only prepping crowns, then you obviously have to have a time to seat them. So Tuesday, Thursday, you are in one column of high production and one column of you don't have any medium production. And if somebody's insistent on seeing you, then yeah, they'll get into your production column. But it's only if they request and they're like adamant that they can't see your associate. But really, you have to be pretty diligent about your schedule if you're only going to be there. So you work honestly, like this works out perfectly if your associate is willing to leave for other job. And if she's not, then the girl that you want to hire that can't work Thursdays isn't a candidate anyway. She's disqualified because she can't work Thursdays. Because your minimally viable solution is if this girl can't work and she's going to continue to work only Mondays, then you need a Tuesday through Friday associate.
Right.
And Tuesday through Friday is a great schedule for an associate. It's 4 days. They typically
Right.
like that. They just have a different weekend. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't have, okay, I have a Monday girl and I have a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday
Right.
girl. Now I got to get a Thursday girl.
Thursday girl.
Yeah, that's just not going to work.
No. And so, and I am so guilty of this, George. Like I know what I want, and then I will sacrifice whatever I want to make it work for the other person. I do it all the time, just like with that situation with my,
EF2, yeah.
yeah. And like, okay, well, let me just hire another one
Yeah.
because it's so I'm overstaffed, the overhead goes up, like, and then in the end, I'm still working a lot because I'm trying to piece together everyone's ideal schedules and that includes my hygienist who I love, but they do not want to work on Fridays. And I know that I would rather pick them up from one of the other days and move them to Friday, but apparently that's a non-negotiable. And I feel like I'm like this business owner who like in all of my associateships, I have never dictated when I worked. I was told I work X, Y, and Z. These are my hours and this is my pay. You can either work here and accept those conditions or not. And I that's just what I thought ownership was like. And now here I am as an owner trying to piecemeal everybody's preferences and like I need this and I need that and I'm the one who is sacrificing. And it's frustrating and it is I don't know. I want like I have really amazing team members. So I don't want to be like the dictator boss. So I make do and I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want to work Fridays, then that's fine. Like, let's figure out another way. Let's pivot. And I freaking pivot the crap out of myself. And it sucks.
Thank you for that. That
Yeah.
was everything I was about to tell you.
Yeah.
So, but this isn't ask me how I know, right? Like
Yeah.
that level of frustration
Yeah.
where you've now realized what it's costing you.
Right.
You've now said, okay, it's costing me my ideal schedule. It's costing me the ability to do what's best for my practice. It's costing me my overhead. It's costing me these things. Yeah, you have to reach that point where you're like, you know what? I am willing to, and I think there's a middle ground. It's not either you're like this, you work this day or you don't work here, or it's like you can be both the person that's super compassionate with your
Yeah.
team and agreeable, but still stand firm in what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell that associate candidate, right? You already told your associate, you said, I need you Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
or else I'm hiring someone else Tuesday through Friday. So my first associate I hired did not want to work Fridays. And so I had her Monday through Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I really needed Fridays financially.
Mm-hmm.
And so then my second associate that I hired, I said, um, Monday through Friday, non negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third associate I hired, I said Monday through Friday, full office hours, like non negotiable. And every time I've hired, I've gotten more. I need the things I need, and that's
Right.
it. And if you're unable to accommodate them, then I will find somebody who can. I am unwilling to negotiate on my non negotiables.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to start putting your non negotiables first. And that doesn't mean you're a dictator, right? Like you're making it mean something. You're making it mean you're not the fun person. Like you want to be loved by your team and you want them to like you and you want them to be happy. And part of being the boss is just acknowledging that there are times when my team will not love me.
Mm-hmm.
But who do you serve as the boss of your practice? The practice. You work for the practice. And it's your job to always do what's best for the practice. That's like that's level 5 leadership. Like the highest level of leadership is being able to look at your situation and say, this is what's best and that's why I'll do it and I'm not willing to budge. So, right, what's best for this practice is that there are 2 hygienists every single day except for Tuesday and Thursday where there are 3. We've outlined the situation. You have 1 associate Monday through Friday. If she's willing to do that, that is what's best. And so you have to stand firm in that. And I think like your process of like where you want to get to, you want to get to that spot where you have everything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you get there is by putting that thing you want on your priority list higher than anything else.
So so for the associate who's
Mm-hmm.
currently there 1 day a week, you would give an ultimatum.
No,
Oh, okay.
no. The girl that you want to hire Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I would say if you can't do Thursday, I can't have you.
Okay.
Because I see a world where you have the Monday girl and then you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as another associate. I think finding an associate to work 5 days might be tough. So I
Yeah.
like the fact that girl's on Monday and then you have 4. So you have 2 options. You have either Monday through Friday from the current girl that's there. And I know she has a name, but like I just don't feel comfortable. I know her name. I just don't want to, it's crash underwater. We don't.
Yeah.
There's some level of anonymity here. So and then Tuesday through Friday is your second option, right?
Mm-hmm.
But either way, you get exactly the thing you want. 1 dentist there at all times I'm open,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday. Non-negotiable. That is your non-negotiable. Right? Let's start there.
Okay.
And so like the fact that you came to me saying that this girl is perfect and you want her and like she's awesome and but like she can't do Thursday, she's not considered.
Okay. That really puts a wrench in my plans, just so you know.
Why?
Because I was like, well, if my one on Monday doesn't do it, then it's okay. Then I'll just make the 3 day a week person be okay, and I'll just work all day on Thursday. But you're right.
How does that put a wrench in your plans? That's like you're putting the wrench in your plans.
I'm
You're the one
totally. I
working the whole
know.
day Thursday. I'm the one telling you to stick to your plan.
Yeah.
You're the wrench.
I'm the wrench.
Yeah,
I have
I'm
so.
not the wrench.
I want so many
You just don't
things.
want to hire another associate. I mean, how quickly have you been finding these associates? It's incredible. Like this is the best time on earth to hire, and this is the best time in the history of like my experience as an owner to hire an associate. You will find another one so fast. I'm sorry if any associates feel expendable when I say that, but like right now with COVID, oh my gosh, there are so many available associates. So this is the time to be picky and get the one you want who can work the hours you want. And, I mean, also somebody who fits your culture and seems moldable and is willing to. And this is something that, did you and your current associate, is there a dialogue in place that you're going to mentor her on diagnosis? Is that like an established expectation?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So that is a skill of yours. And when you're there doing admin things, like we haven't even talked about it, but it stuck out to me like where payables, like really? Um, like your admin time is doing payables. I feel like I would love your admin time to be more training team members, talking to associates about diagnosis, a little bit more growing the practice type things instead of like Judy, if you're listening, I would love for you to take over some of those payables.
So
Um,
Judy does so much already. That's why, like, she does
yeah,
so much.
um,
Because I only have 1.5
that's
front
what I was about to
office.
say.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very unevenly staffed. Let's
I'm
look at your staff. You have 3 hygienists, 5 assistants, and 2.5 front office. Like, I didn't want to say that when you were going through your list here, but like, you need to not hire anybody without talking to me.
okay.
Seriously.
So, I'm like
Like,
addicted to hiring.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
Why?
You know why, George? You know why I told you. I'm scared of being lonely.
Okay, well, I don't think you're lonely with 5 assistants. Like, I mean, that's a step above the guys on Dental Clinical Pearls that take the impression with like 6 people in the room. Like, I want to see a photo of you doing a filling with like somebody cleaning your shoe, the other person doing your hair, one person suctioning, the other person giving a patient a hand massage. That is like the use of all 5 of your assistants. Like, my goodness.
And they're not cheap. And that is like the best freaking part of this whole thing. Like, what the heck am I doing?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was not what I was expecting from this 5 assistants. I had no clue. And
Yeah.
you just hired 2 more assistants. It was like an EF2 and a regular one. So it's like your
Well,
last 2 hires were in that department.
yeah. And
Was one of your assistants able to move up front?
um, I don't think no one from the back has ever had any experience up front.
I would ask the DA.
No,
Is she
she's like my best chair side.
Oh, the least qualified?
Yeah. She's amazing. She's like a beast. She always says that I inspire her to go into dental school. So,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, wait, wait. I envision like the EF2 is like the best. The RDAs are like almost as good, right? Your lead assistant is the RDA, and the DA is like the sterilization person, just kind of like walking around cleaning up after.
No, my DA, like she is always 2 steps ahead of me. Her four-handed dentistry is amazing. She's on it.
Okay, you cannot hire anybody without talking to me
Okay,
again.
okay, okay.
Seriously. I am like, wow. Yeah, never again.
Never again.
I would genuinely be upset if you hire somebody else
So
without talking to me.
it's so funny that you say that because my team also said I am forbidden to hire anybody else too without talking to them. Because
Yeah.
yeah,
So whenever 2 people in your life that have no communication tell you the same exact thing, listen to it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I have that going on in my life. Oh, feels like always. Like, it's like anytime you have an issue, like everyone makes you, and right, only the people that care about you and that you want in your life. Like the fact that your team told you that tells me a lot about your culture.
yeah,
They are comfortable telling you that, which I
yeah.
love.
Hmm.
So, kudos. I think we've left it at a good spot though.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Practice Underwater. We'll see you guys next week.
If you're interested in one-on-one coaching with either Dr. George Hariri or Dr. Matt Garino, our contact emails are in the show notes.
And if you're interested in being on Practice Underwater as a guest, where we could look at your practice anonymously, you can go ahead and contact the email in the show notes and follow those directions to get on the show. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next week on Practice Underwater.